What's up, guys? Today we're out at Arrowhead Country Club. It's a little 9-hole course that I grew up playing. This first hole is a par 5. It's 476 yards. Um, the fairway runs out at like 260 or so, and past that there's out of bounds and a hazard, so taking 5 wood, just trying to kind of get it to go around the corner. Did pretty good. Got it out here towards the end of the fairway, a little bit around the corner. Still got 245 or so into the hole, so we're going to go 5 wood again. And I hit this one pretty good. Just turned over a little more than I would have liked. Got a little sketchy at the end because there's a creek back here behind the green, and much past this, and it probably would have run down into it. But got a pretty standard pitch, not too far from the hole. This one took one hop, stuck pretty good, released about 3 feet. So got a simple little kick in here, and we move on to number 2 at 1 under. So number 2 is 100 and I think it was playing 155 this day. Just a simple par 3 over a little creek. Got a 9-iron. A little slow motion action on this swing. And this one went to about 12 feet just right of the hole. Just started it just right, and it just kind of stayed there. Didn't really come back as much as I would have liked, but still a good shot. Just got a little sweeper coming in here, breaking from my right to left, and I hit my line just the way I wanted. Loved the speed, just a little bit too high, but we'll tap it in. Move on to number 3, still at 1 under. And number 3 is a par 4. It's 323 yards. As you can see, it kind of doglegs right. It's all uphill to the top. You can't really go over the trees, so just going to hit an iron to the top. Hit it well, right on the line that I wanted. Just ends up going a little bit too far and running through the fairway, but all in all, a pretty good shot. The flag's kind of on the left-hand side of the green, so this actually made it a pretty tough shot. Gonna have to try to hook this wedge in there from 140 yards. And I just kind of blocked it. Just hit it dead straight down my start line, and it just never really moved. So, get about 25 feet here, all the way uphill, breaking a little bit to my left. And it ends up just a little bit low of the hole. All in all, not a bad effort from back there. Kick that in, and we keep moving. Still at 1 under through the first 3. Number 4 is another dogleg right. Get trees all up the right. It's 322 yards. It's definitely not a driver hole, but I hit driver here a lot just for the sake of hitting it. Trying to hit a big cut here, and it came out a little straighter than I wanted. There's a road. The entrance to the golf course is actually just to my left from here, and it is out of bounds. So another, 10 yards or so, and that one would have gone OB. But had 91 yards in. Blocked this one out to the right. Get about 30 feet. Just not a very good effort with a wedge in hand. And this really wasn't a bad putt from that far away. Just ends up going about 2.5 feet by. Really not unhappy with it. Just kick it in, keep on moving. Number 5 is 495 yards. It's dead straight, out of bounds on the left, trees down the right. Just gonna try to hit one, kind of start it down the left-hand side and let it cut. And it started down the left-hand side and just kind of stayed right there. A little sketchy, kind of depends on the bounce, but it ended up alright, just out here in the rough. So, got a little over 200 yards in, but it's way uphill. So trying to hit 5 wood. Not hit this one very good. Hit a tree over there on the left, bounced down to here. So we've got 100 yards in, got 56, and it's pretty good. I mean, it just started just right of it, stays there. Get about 12 feet, and I just left this one low all the way. Knew it immediately off the blade. Just couldn't talk myself into hitting it high enough up the hill. Kick it in and move on. Number 6 is another one that's straight away. It's very much up the hill, at least off the tee shot. Playing at 375. And so we're going to take driver and try to hit it as hard as we can up this hill. Hit it pretty good. Got 83 yards in. Just going to hit a little half 60 here. Kind of pushed it a little bit. PSA, always fill in your divots with sand. If your carts have sand, fill it. Just fill them in. It helps everybody. So, get about 25 feet. Really not a great effort with the wedge. Pretty good putt. Just left it dead in the heart. About a foot short. I mean, it's 25 feet. You're not going to make a lot from there. But leaving that one short does not feel good. Number 7 is 125 yards. Just a real simple little par 3. Got a wedge here. Just going to try to start it kind of in the center of the green and let it turn over. And I blocked it. Just never turned over for me. Ends up about 27 feet to the right of the hole. So this is coming up and across the slope a little bit. It's going to go right down to the right there, and is just a little low. Good speed. Not a bad line, just a little bit low. Tap that in, move on to number 8, still at 1 under. Number 8 is a dogleg left par 4. It is 403 yards. Got trees all on the left that you've kind of got to hit it over. And then if you go through, there's a hazard way past if you go through the fairway. This one needed to hold on a little bit. It wasn't turning as much as I wanted. And it just really got a super fortunate break, because I thought this was going to be down near the hazard line, but it looks like it must have hit this fir tree that's just to my right and come back. So we take those breaks when we get them. Got 150 yards hitting 9-iron. This flag's kind of on the right side of the green, so we're trying to just kind of start it there and hold it, and we did a pretty good job. End up about 15 feet just short of the flag. It's pretty straightforward putt, breaking a little bit to the right, and I just left it short and in the heart. Tap it in, move on to number 9, still at 1 under. Number 9 is a dogleg right, par 4, 426 yards. You really can't hit much more than 5 wood here. And even this is really pushing it. If it wasn't into the wind, I couldn't hit this. But you've got to lay up out there in the fairway and then take a shot of about 200 yards into the green. Just kind of the way that the hole's designed. So as you can see, there's not a whole lot of room between me and the lake over there. If it hadn't been a pretty hefty wind in, this probably would have gone in. But got 200 yards, hitting 4-iron because it plays a little uphill, and it hit just on the back of the green, kind of trickled off into the fringe here. Got about 21 feet to the hole. Not a bad look at it, but still not a very makeable effort from here. and I just way underplayed the brake and just didn't really give it enough speed either. Really was cautious coming up and across and back down that hill. But kick it in, make the turn in 35, and we're back to number 1. Nothing's changed on it since the last time, so still hitting 5 wood. And I hit this one just a little bit further right of the last one. Still out here in really good shape. Gonna hit 5 wood again coming in. Like this one was like 250 in. It plays downhill a little bit, but it's just kind of soft right now. So you've got to get it all the way there, or it's not gonna stay. And I thought this one was gonna be really good. It hit about 2 feet short in the bunker, went all the way up the slope and around and stopped right there and left myself a really rough bunker shot after that, off of that fluffy stuff. I just kind of chunked it out to about 15 feet. Not really a great effort, but the way it was sitting, I couldn't do a whole lot with it. Another public service announcement: always rake your bunkers. You don't want to be in a footprint. Nobody else wants to be in a footprint. Lots of people, especially where I'm at, tend to just leave the bunkers unraked, just like they leave their divots unfilled. So whatever you can do to help the golf course be better helps the people behind you, and it helps you the next time through. So do what you can. So we got a 15-footer. It's a little downhill, kind of breaking to my left, and I just ran it by. Just get a little too firm with that pace. But it's nothing we can't clean up. So move on to number 2 for the second time through. Still at 155. Still got 9 iron. Still trying to play the same sort of shot that I did the last time, where it starts just right of the flag and turns over. This one did end up turning over, but I got a little bit more of it. Hit it a little too firm this time. Ended up about 30 feet long and just right over the flag. So I got this putt coming downhill. It's kind of slippery. I believe it wants to go to the right. Yep, breaks to the right there. Really not a bad effort at all. Just a little bit low. Good pace. Kick it in. Move on. So we're back on number 3. We're going to take a little less club off the tee this time. Try to make sure we don't go through the fairway. And hit this one real good, just right up the middle. But all you can do. Out here in the middle of the fairway, right by the 150-yard stake. Got 146 to the flag. The wind was kind of behind me. I was kind of in between, trying to hit a real easy 9 or try to hit a hard wedge. Went with the hard wedge and just chunked it. It was one of the worst swings that I've made in a long time. But we ended up short of the green. Got pretty straightforward little pitch shot here. Just need to keep it going up the hill. And it rolls up there to a couple feet, and we kick it in and move on. Back to number 4. Still going to hit driver this time, even knowing that it's really not the right decision. Just need more chances to hit driver. And this one we got it to cut a lot more than the last one. Got about 80 yards in from here. So we're going to really flight this wedge down and try to skip it back there. And I hit it just the way I wanted to. Real happy with it. Still filling in the divots. So we got about 5 feet here. Like I said, I really like the way that I hit that wedge shot. Executed the plan. Make the putt. Move it to 2 under. And back to number 5, still 495. It's just a pretty, not a super long par 5, but it plays pretty long just because of the way the hills are. Um, Taking driver, trying to start it down the left and let it cut. And it's just about perfect. I mean, it ends up right up the center of the fairway, just kind of on the left-hand side. Still just a little over 200 yards, playing way up the hill. Got 5 wood. Hit that all right. Not quite solid. Ends up just a little bit short, as you can see here. So we're going to try to run a little chip shot back here. And it didn't really check as much as I thought, but all in all, not really a bad effort. So just got a handful of feet here. Just pretty straight putt coming down this hill. Just can't be too firm with it. Good roll. So 3 under through 14 holes, on to number 6 the second time through. Still just dead straight up this hill. Gonna try to hit driver real hard. And I hit it pretty good. It's a little further right of last time, and that's the main distinction between having 80 yards in like I did the last time through and having 90 here. It's almost all just the angle difference. So got 60, gonna try to hit it a little 3/4 action, and just really wasn't my best effort. A little bit firm back and to the back of the green. Got 25 feet coming down this hill. It's kind of a touchy putt. It likes to run away pretty hard here. It really snaps to the right, but pace was not great either. Ends up going about 3 feet by and was way too low. But we make the comebacker, save our par, and move on. Still taking a wedge here on 7. Still like 125 yards. Just gonna try to start it in the middle, let it turn over. Try to keep it kind of low. And it hit just right here on the front of the green. It's stuck. Didn't really skip back like I wanted it to. Got about 25 feet up this hill. It's going to my left as it slows down. And just never gave it enough up the hill. But it's another kick-in par. We'll take as many of those as we can get. So back to number 8. Still 403 yards. Dogleg left. I'm going to try to do the same thing I did last time, just with a little more hook. Try to keep it away from that fir tree this time. This one was hit well. Turned over a lot more. Kind of had me a little concerned because I didn't hit it quite as well as the last time, but we end up right here by the 150-yard plaque, so not too bad. Still got another 9-iron in. This started just left of the flag. I was trying to hold it there, and I didn't. I just turned it over to this left-hand side of the green. Not really a bad shot. I mean, 27 feet from 150 is not bad. So this one's kind of coming up the hill, breaking to my right, and just never really was on line. Didn't feel real good over that one and just kind of hit it. But we tap it in, move on to number 9 the second time through at 3 under. Yeah, 426 yards. Gonna hit 5 wood again. Just trying to get it out there as close to that lake as I can and stay in the fairway. And I hit that one really bad. But it ends up kind of plugging in some mud over here. Entire place was pretty wet, so move it out of the mud and the casual water, find a dry spot and drop for my relief. Got 200 in again, and I hit this one pretty good as well. Just turned it over a little more than I would have liked. Missed just a little bit to the left over here and onto the fringe, so I've got this big sweeper from the fringe up the hill, and then it's kind of going downhill, and I just left it a little bit high and a little bit short. Kick that in for par at the last. 35-34 for 69. Pretty good little round. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you like what I do. Have a lot more golf content coming your way. And remember, we're always better than yesterday.